An ecclesiastical postcard today featuring St Tanwgs Church in Harlech in the county of Merioneth. Although Harlech is completely dominated by its huge castle down one end of the high street, the little church of St Tanwgs has a heart as big as the castle, but the church is down the other end of the high street. Well, you know what I find surprising about Harlech is actually how small it is. I mean, the castle is absolutely huge and gigantic, and yet Harlech itself is really quite tiny. This is the end of the town from the castle. And as you know, my love of churches, I'm just going to come into this little church, which is St Tanwgs Church of Harlech, Eglwys and it's gobeith Bangor Diocese of the Church in Wales. So here we are. Very neat. Love all the grass. Look how neat all the tombs are laid out, all the gravestones. And look at this. Simple, very pleasing, with that tiny little bell tower on the top, but these huge, great slabs of stone. And it's open. Now this lectern was donated to St Tanwgs Church by the Earl of Winchelsea. Strange, isn't it? Winchelsea is in Sussex, and yet it was a family of great importance here in Harlech. You know, the Harlech family, very important family, especially in television, Lord Harlech. And he was tragically killed in a motor car accident in 1985. And this was made and given to the church by his wife, Lady Pamela Harlech. Prince of Wales feathers and the cross in the middle, surrounded by daffodils, one of the emblems of Wales. Look at that, the story of Moses in Welsh. Absolutely charming. But this children's corner was actually donated by Mrs. Ruth Evans, whose son, Flying Officer Colin Griffiths, and Griffiths is actually one of my family names, my Welsh links, was killed in 1944 in the war, and this is what she's given to the children of Harlech. Now, the original church of Harlech was about a mile south from the town at a place called Llandanog. And this is the font from that church, which is now here in the children's corner of St Tanwgs. And this church was actually built in 1840, but they've got this marvellous old font from the original Llandanog church. Well, we all know how in the war children were evacuated from the big cities which were sure to be bombed, and these altar rails in the Lady Chapel were donated by Mrs. Agnes Beattie, who was actually evacuated here from Birkenhead in Cheshire, of course just over the water from Liverpool, and a very important port in its own way. And this is what she gave as a thank you for Harlech protecting and sheltering her during those war years.